Position number 3, if y'all ready, right in front of Mr. Banks. How y'all doing?
Morning, Mr. Chairman. How are you?
Morning, Judge Morrow.
Mr. Banks, this is your case.
Yes, this is my case, Judge Morrow.
Good morning, Mr. Banks. I'm Judge Eric Clark. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting on video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have the case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
My understanding this is going to be a negotiated plea. Mr. Finley?
That's correct, Judge.
Arnold?
Yes, Your Honor. So the state's offer was 12 months to serve, 15 days, credit for time served, 15 days, with the balance being prorated. Stay away from 80 Jesse Hill Drive, Southeast in Atlanta, unless being treated. And if the state will stipulate to the factual basis, venue and ID, the state has nothing further, Your Honor.
Why is the balance probated? Want to be on probation?
Yes, Your Honor, and that was just largely based on the defendant's history. He has 38 cycles and an open case right now for criminal trespass and damage to property, and then criminal damage to property in the second degree. And that open case number is 22 CP 206495.
Okay, Mr. Finley?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, I do notice that doesn't seem like there's any conditions attached to the probation.
Right, that's what I was inquiring.
Yeah, so would it just be, I guess, just to kind of clear that up?
Normally there's a condition.
Are there any conditions?
Yeah, so we'll just say we won't object if this balance is suspended, Your Honor, because
Okay.
there aren't any further conditions.
All right, thank you. Anything further, Mr. Finley?
No, we would just agree to the balance being suspended as there are no conditions. So that sounds good to us, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Banks, it's my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass this morning. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury.
Yes, sir.
Has anybody forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept your guilty plea, Mr. Banks. 12 months to serve, 15 days, credit for time served, 15 days, balance suspended. You know you can't go back to that Jesse Hill Jr. Drive address. You understand that?
Yeah, unless I have an appointment.
Right, unless you're going to be treated there, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Banks.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is the South Annex. Is it possible we can go next?
Okay, go ahead.
13.
Go ahead, Officer Milton.
Come on, please. Ms. Corman, have a seat here. We have before you, Ms. Corman, position 13.
Your Honor, the state is going to request a breakout room for Ms. Corman.
Breakout room so that you can explain the facts to me. Is that why we need a breakout room?
Yes, Your Honor, this is a MH case.
So who would you like to be in the breakout room?
I'd like to join, Your Honor.
I believe Miss Catrice is her counsel, and Mr. Hopkins as well. Senior ASG Hopkins.
All right, can you put us in the breakout room, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, I guess it's not for us.
Milton, mute your mic.
Thank you, sir.
South Annex?
Yes, Your Honor.
We are going to have to come back to Ms. Corbin. We have someone else there that we can go to.
Yes, I have Ms. Coleman has a seat back there. Next, we have, position 7, Ms. Cummins. Keep your mask on, please. Thank you. Have a seat there.
Good, yes. Okay, so I will, I don't know. While I'm doing this, position 14 needs the interpreter?
Sorry, Derek, I'm gonna.
Correct, Judge. 14, I'm requesting an interpreter.
Okay, and Ms. Cameron, whose client is that?
That's mine, Your Honor.
So we can do that. Where is, let's see, position 14, Mr. Lopez?
He's on the 4th floor. That's gonna be my next stop.
Okay, so if you'll just let me know when you have Mr. Lopez so I can put him in a breakout room with Ms. Helen and the interpreter.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, I also have position 6, Ms. Blackwell. I don't know who our attorney is.
Okay,
I'm her attorney as well.
Okay, thank you.
we'll do those two. This is gonna be a negotiated plea, Mr. Finley.
Yes, Your Honor. That's correct.
Good morning, Ms. Cameron. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar. We are conducting this calendar today by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have the case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Amen. Put your hand down. Ms. Arnold?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is requesting 12 months to serve, 14 days, credit for time served, 14 days, that the balance be probated, a stay away from Georgia State University on Gilmer Street, and an ADET.
Cameron?
Yes, Your Honor. As stated, this is a negotiated plea. We are just asking that that the probation fees be waived, Judge Morrow, and that once she does complete the ADT, if her probation could be non-reporting.
Any objection to non-reporting?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Cameron, it's my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to possession and use of drug-related objects, public drunk, and criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You're represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, very satisfied.
Understand you have the right to a trial by jury on these charges, and not by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept your negotiated plea, Ms. Cameron. I'm going to waive the probation fees while you're on probation, and when you complete the ADT, it will go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Cameron.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Finley.
Thank you.
Next is switch seat, please. Position number 6, Ms. Blackwell. Let's see if I get this. Hello.
And this is a non-negotiated plea.
Oh, that is correct. That's correct, Judge.
Good morning, Ms. Blackwell. I'm Judge Eric Morrow.
Good morning.
This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have the case heard by video? Ms. Blackwell?
Speak up some.
Okay.
Some of my hearing is on, so yes, speak up.
Okay, so we can do this by video. That's fine with you?
We can do about what?
By the way, we're doing it by video.
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me, Ms. Blackwell? You swear affirm testimony you're about to give before this court, be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. August?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's offer was 12 months probation, credit for time served, 22 days, MHET, stay away from 496 Rankin Street, Northeast in Atlanta, Georgia, with the balance being probated. Your Honor, I think the issue that we have here is whether the balance is probated or suspended. And so we are asking that the balance be probated just based on the defendant's history, as we would like to be able to keep an eye on her. More importantly, we're just asking that it be probated so that we have time to, or that there's time for the MH evaluation to be completed, Your Honor. And if the state would stipulate, I'm sorry, if the defense would stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID, that is, we have nothing further.
Yes, Your Honor. Let's see here. So Miss Blackwell does not have a phone. She does not have a car, doesn't have an email. She has a couple friends that are willing to help her once she gets out. But after the MHET, we are asking for the balance to be suspended because of those things I just listed, or lack of phone, car. I feel like it's a recipe for failure. I don't think it's fair to put Miss Blackwell in that situation, because I think she would struggle without the before mentioned thing to keep up with probation. She did say once she got out, I know previously, Your Honor, while Miss Blackwell was in front of you, we had an issue with address. She does have a couple friends that are willing to help her once she gets out and hoping to get into the Salvation Army. But still, she doesn't have a car. She struggles with money. So I just don't want her to be set up to fail.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I can see you talking, but I can't hear. So I don't know if you're addressing.
Okay. Can you hear me, Mr. Finley?
Yes, I
can hear you now. Mhm.
So my question was, it can go to a non-reporting status, and she can do that, can't she? So if
After she completes the MH,
she's
yes,
gonna
Your
have
Honor.
probation while she's
right.
while she is having MHET, and then once she completes that, then it can go to a non-reporting status, right?
That is correct. No, understood. And that would be fair, Your Honor. That would
alleviate the problems.
alleviate the problem. You're correct. That's right.
Got agree with you, Ms. Arnold?
Yeah, we will not object to that after the MH is done.
So, anything further on Ms. Blackwell before I take the plea?
No, sir.
Nothing further, Judge.
Ms. Blackwell, it's my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury.
Yes, sir.
Does anybody force you or coerce you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the your plea, Ms. Blackwell. 12 months to serve, 22 days, credit for time served, 22 days, balance probated, an MHET, and stay away from 496 Rankin Street. I'm going to waive the probation fees while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the MHET, the probation will go to a non-reported status. Okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right.
What's
Good luck.
okay.
Good luck.
You said MAGT?
Yes, MHET.
Okay.
Okay.
Your Honor, we have courtroom 2 position. Is the
All right,
add-on
thank you.
one? Is the add-on one?
Down for me 1 second. Officer Milton.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, we're holding on. Trying to contact. I'll have to come back to you. I'm sorry. Counsel, Ms. Helen? Ms. Helen?
Yes, Judge.
Contact anyone?
I've sent the link, Judge, and I think they're logging in.
Okay, so we'll get back as soon as they log in. Ultimately. Sorry.
Also, Judge, it's kind of hard hearing you. You keep going in and out at times. I don't know.
I am so computer illiterate. I don't know what's going on with this computer in here. I've turned it up all the way up. If you all can't hear me, if you'll just let me know. I'm gonna see if I can get someone, an IT person to come in. But I'm sorry, I don't know what more to do.
Okay, Judge.
Just give me a moment.
In the meantime, we got
We got add-on 1, Your Honor, in courtroom 2. Add-on 1, Mr. Sanchez.
Hey, you have to give me.
18. Yeah, 18, Mr. White. We're doing that next. Courtroom 2, go have to wait.
We're gonna do the add-on 1 in
We're
courtroom.
doing number 18, then you can do whatever you want to after that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to speak up. You can't hear me.
Better.
Okay. Tell me where we are.
18, Mr. White.
It's gonna be an arraignment and a bond hearing.
Correct, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. White. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. White? You swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Put your hands down. Mr. White, you've been charged in case 22 CR 000530D with simple battery family violence. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Ms. Helen?
Yes, Judge.
How do you plead, Mr. White? Guilty or not guilty?
Not yet.
We'll record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. What's the history? Pre-trial?
11 cycles. Probation violation, 2014. Possession and sale of marijuana felony conviction from 2017 out of Fulton County. Probation violation, 2018. 2019 probation violation. Let me check one more, Your Honor. There's a failure to register in 2010 conviction out of Fulton County. Also in 2014, failed to register. In 2015, possession of firearm by a convicted felon. And it appears that the last conviction, felony conviction, was the 2017 possession of marijuana, possession of MDA with intent to distribute, possession of controlled substance, possession of a firearm or knife during the commission of a felony, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Nothing further.
I set this bond back in February 7th. It's a $3,000 good bond. Ms. Helen?
Yes, Judge. This is a bond hearing. Mr. White is 37 years old. We are asking for a bond reduction of that $3,000, Judge. Right now, you are correct. It is a $3,000 surety. We are asking for it to be reduced to $1,500. I spoke to Mr. White when this did occur. He was working Furniture Liquidation of Georgia Company for the last several months, Judge. Prior to that, he's had 10 years of experience in construction with contracting as well as roofing, Judge. He is a proud father of 2 children, Judge, that he currently is a primary caregiver of. Both of them are boys, 3 years old and then 1.5 years. He does pay child support for the older child, as well as the medical bills and daycare for the younger 1-year-old, Judge. He is also a resident of Fulton County, a lifetime resident. His parents, mom and dad, are from DeKalb County. Judge, that is why we are asking for this bond reduction of $1,500. I did listen to his history. I didn't hear a similar charge of simple battery. And Mr. White wanted me to let the court know that this alleged victim is also the defendant in cases where he is listed as the victim, Judge. So that's why we're asking for that reduction.
Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor. In this particular case, the victim, Ms. Shantae Thomas, was also cited, as well as the defendant's girlfriend, Ms. Siobhan Gibson, or Savon Gibson, Your Honor. This incident actually stemmed from a case back in May 3rd of 2020, where the defendant's girlfriend posted on social media, somebody please shoot this baby in the head for me so his ugly, disease-infested HOE mom can leave our lives, Pooh, with a picture of the child that is shared between the defendant and Miss Shantae Thomas. And that is Shantae, for the record, that is SHAUNTAE, Thomas, common spelling. At some point, the mother of the child did reach out to the defendant to see if they can discuss what occurred, and she went over to the defendant's location, and an argument ensued. And when the defendant's girlfriend at some point brandished a pink handgun, and when the Ms. Thomas told the defendant and his girlfriend that she was recording the incident, Mr. White came over to her and hit her in the arm and knocked that cell phone out of her hand, causing that cell phone to shatter and break, Your Honor. There was also a second incident that involved the individuals where the defendant and the girlfriend came over to Ms. Thomas's home. Ms. Thomas, however, does reside in DeKalb County, came on around June 29th, 2020. She was not at the house, but her Ring camera was able to capture this occurrence on footage, Your Honor, where they were telling her to come out the house and they were going to beat her up. But she was, again, not at the house, so she was communicating through the camera. And again, Miss Gibson threatened to kill her. So, Your Honor, we understand the defendant, of course, has no control over his girlfriend's actions, but each time these infractions occurred, these 2 individuals were together, Your Honor. And again, he also came over to Miss Thomas's home on June 29th or around June 29th, sparking, again, another altercation. The parties do share a child together, so the state is concerned with the safety of Ms. Thomas and that child that they share together, Your Honor. So for those reasons, we will ask the court to honor the $3,000 surety bond, the no further contact with Ms. Shantae Thomas, third-party contact with the parties involved in the trial, and a stay away from Ms. Shantae's residence, as well as the incident location at 1634 Lakewood Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia.
Ms. Webb, if Mr. White were to take a plea today, he would be getting out of custody. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct. The state's recommendation for Mr. White will be 12 months to serve, 60 days, credit for time served, 49 days, balance probated, no further contact with Ms. Shantae Thomas, a stay away from 1634 Lakewood Avenue, family violence intervention program, and 80 hours of community service, Your Honor.
And Ms. Helen, he can make a $1,500 good bond?
Yes, Judge, I have spoken to Mr. White. That is something he can make.
All right, so it's going to be a 15. I would modify the bond to 1,500 good with all the other conditions that we set on it previously. Do you have those conditions, Ms. Helen?
I do, Judge.
All right, so you will get that to us, we'll get that signed. Since I have you, do you need to get here, Ms. McCullough? Thank you. Ms. Helen, you look like you still can't hear me, is that right?
I can't, but how you're speaking now, I can hear that.
Ms. Webb, can you hear me all right?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm able to hear you a lot better.
Okay, Ms. Lopez?
We're doing okay now, but it's still struggle at times.
In and out? Yes, so it's been going in and out. Got it turned all the way up.
Miss Helen, I sent you something in the chat.
Okay. Is that any better?
Yes, Judge. I've received it, Officer Milton.
Ms. Lopez?
Much, much better. Yes, I hope it stays that way. It's great. Yes, thanks.
Thank you. Sorry to bother you. Okay. Good luck to you, Mr. White.
Your Honor, we're going to courtroom 2. We got 5 here. This is going to be add-on number 1, Mr. Sanchez, add-on number 1.
Ms. Helen, did those mother and the grandmother and father ever join us?
I sent them the link, Judge. I don't know if they're in the waiting room or if they have already logged on under a number. I don't see them.
There's no one in the waiting room.
All right, so if they don't come on, then they're either we're going to have to reset the case, or you all are going to have to tell me how you want it to be moved forward.
Understood.
All right, this is add-on 1, Mr. Sanchez, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Finley, this is going to be this is your case?
That's true, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Sanchez, can you raise your right hand for me? Swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. We're conducting this. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have the case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sanchez, you've been charged in case 22 CR 000805A with carrying a concealed weapon and simple assault. These charges carry with them a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail each and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. Finley?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead, Mr. Sanchez, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Your not guilty plea will be recorded and the case will be returned to the division judge. You'll get notification of your next hearing date. Let's see. Okay. What is the current bond for Mr. Sanchez?
Right now, it's a $15,000 surety bond, Judge.
And do you know how that breaks down?
Yeah, it's $7,500 each.
Is there a history?
Yes, Judge. 4 cycles, a 2013 burglary out of Doraville. It was a first offender. That case was sealed in 2018. It was criminal attempt to commit a felony, which was burglary. Probation violation in 2014. Parole violation in 2015. Driving without a valid license conviction in 2016 and hit and run in 2016, misdemeanor conviction. Nothing further.
Ms. Arnold, for the facts.
Yes, Your Honor. So the state is asking that the bond would remain at that $15,000 surety bond with $7,500 on each count. The conditions were that there also be a stay away from Mr. Indalecio Hernandez, spelled Indalecio, Hernandez spelled traditionally. And the original bond had it that he would stay 200 yards away, a stay away from the 5700 Roswell Road, and no firearms, Your Honor. So we would ask that that bond remain Your Honor, this incident happened on February 8th of this year at the Roswell Road address, which is the Shell gas station. The defendant was confronting patrons at that gas station, brandishing a gun, asking if they had a problem with him, and kind of just showing them the gun as he was asking them. One of the patrons, Mr. Hernandez, was in fear for his safety. Officers were called, and they were able to approach the defendant kind of across the street from the gas station at 215 Northwood Drive. And upon arrest, it was discovered that he did in fact have a stolen Glock 10mm handgun concealed in his jacket pocket without a valid carry license. So, Your Honor, we do believe that the defendant will reoffend based on his history that pretrial just mentioned. He did have a 2014 probation violation as well as a 2015 parole violation. More importantly, Your Honor, we believe that the defendant is a danger to the community as he was brandishing a gun to random patrons at the gas station, asking if they had a problem with him, which I think most people would say would cause them to be fearful for their safety. So for these reasons, Your Honor, we are requesting that bond remain. Thank you.
If he had a stolen gun, how come he's not charged with a stolen gun charge?
Your Honor, I do believe this was transferred back down to us. It did go to Superior Court. But I believe that they were not able to obtain the warrant for the stolen gun, which is not listed as a charge.
Okay. Mr. Finley?
Yes, Your Honor. As of now, as previously stated, Mr. Sanchez does have a $15,000 surety bond. Mr. Sanchez is a proud father of 3 young kids, aged 1.5, 4, and 9. He shares all 3 of those kids with his girlfriend of 7 years, all of which live in the Atlanta area. So he does have strong ties to the community. Previously, he was working at DMB Lawn Care, and he was and is the primary and sole financial supporter of his family. Since he's been incarcerated, his girlfriend has had to resort to bartending late at night in order to keep the family's heads above water financially. As we know, bond is to ensure Mr. Sanchez's return to court is not supposed to be punitive. He does have strong ties to the community. From what I've heard and from what I've seen, I do not believe he has any FTAs. So he does seem to respect the legal process in that way. And so for those reasons, Your Honor, we are asking for a bond reduction to $5,000, $2,500 on each charge.
Anything further, Ms. Arnold?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
And this is the only charge that he's in on, is my understanding, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have all the conditions from the first bond, Mr. Finley? I'm just asking if I need to have those repeated.
Can you please repeat those, Your Honor?
All right, so I am going to modify it to the requested $2,500 per charge, so it'll be a total of $5,000 good bond. No further contact with the INDALECIO Hernandez. Stay away from the Shell gas station at 5700 Roswell Road. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Those are all the conditions of the first bond. Is that correct, Ms. Arnold?
Yes, Your Honor.
You got that, Mr. Finley?
Yes, I do, Judge. Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Sanchez.
Your Honor, any word yet?
12, Mr. Johnson.
Ms. Helen?
Yes, Judge, the father should be clicking the link and logging on. He said in a couple minutes, but he also advised me he just wants to be present during the hearing and that he does not want to speak.
Okay, well, there's no point in him being here if he's not gonna tell us whether or not he wants contact or not.
Oh, I think he can tell whether or not he wanted contact. He just didn't want to give any more information about Ms. Corman other than whether or not he wanted her back at the home.
Okay, give me 5 more minutes, Officer Milton. All right, I'm sorry, who do we have in courtroom 2?
Position 12, Mr. Johnson.
Yo, y'all gotta put your mask over your nose, man.
Good morning, Mr. Johnson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar. We are conducting this calendar today by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Johnson? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor. For Mr. Johnson, the state is recommending 12 months to serve, 45 days, credit for time served, 16 days, balance probated, family violence intervention program, no further contact with Miss Amber Brown. That's Amber, common spelling, Brown, common spelling. A stay away from 530 West Paces Ferry Road, Northwest, Unit 727, Atlanta, Georgia, 30305, and 60 hours of community service. Yes, Your Honor. In this case, it appears that jail time is disputed, but the state is recommending 45 days because in this case, the defendant did strike Ms. Amber Brown in the lip after a night of arguing over social media. The responding officer was able to notate that Ms. Brown did indeed have a swollen and busted lip and that she had blood all over of several articles of clothing at the time that he responded. At the time of the incident on February 6th, the two did reside together. Our victim advocate did get a chance to speak to Ms. Brown, Your Honor, and she informed our office that she indeed does fear the defendant and does not want to have any contact with him and wants him to stay away from the residence. That residence at 530 West Paces Ferry Road is actually her apartment, and the defendant was residing with her at the time. She is not opposed to allowing the police to come with him one time to be able to retrieve his belongings that are still there. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe I did see Ms. Brown on Zoom. She is on the Zoom call, Your Honor, if the court would like to hear from her.
Okay. Is she going to tell me anything more than that she doesn't want him back there? Do you know?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor. There was a mention of possibly previous incidents of violence, but otherwise the state just wants the court to consider that, she has expressed that she does fear for him based on the dynamic between the couple. And because of those reasons, and the fact that the defendant has an open case out of Atlanta on a previous battery family violence arrest out of East Point from 2015, Your Honor, these are the reasons for the state's 45-day confinement recommendation.
All right. What's the history, Ms. Harvey?
13 cycles, Your Honor. There are 3 FTAs in the history. Disorderly conduct from 2017. And there's an open case, it's a felony theft by taking and misdemeanor battery family violence that's open. It's from March 6, 2020, case number 20 SC 175706. Nothing further.
Ms. Helen?
Yes, Judge, this is a non-negotiated plea because the jail time is at issue, Your Honor. We have heard his history. I did hear the open case, but I do not believe that that charge is with the same individual that's being mentioned here, Judge. That is why we're asking for a time-served sentence. Mr. Johnson does share one child with Ms. Brown. He's just asking for third-party visitation be established with that visitation with that child, Judge. And he's currently working, so he just wants to be able to get time served, release, go back to work so that he can take care of that shared child, Judge.
The 2020 alleged battery, Ms. Webb, is that with the same victim?
Your Honor, from our understanding, that is a different case under a totally different set of facts because as PD Helen stated, he was also charged with theft by taking.
Okay.
Under the same facts of that case, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Brown, if Your Honor would like to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. You do not have to address the court, but if you want to address the court, you'll have to unmute yourself and activate your camera. All right, I take it that she doesn't want to speak. Anything further?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor, and the state is not opposed to that third-party contract with the minor child, Your Honor.
Nothing from defense, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Johnson, it's my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your opportunity to have a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept your guilty plea, Mr. Johnson. The sentence is going to be 12 months to serve, 32 days, credit for time served, 32 days, balance probated, family violence intervention program, 60 hours of community service, no further contact with Amber Brown, and stay away from the 530 West Paces Ferry Road address. You can, of course, visit your child or children, but you're going to have to go through a third party for visitation. I'm going to waive the probation fees while you're on probation, but I'm going to require that you stay on probation the entire 12 months.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Now you have position number 11, Mr. Eric Jackson.
Good morning, Mr. Jackson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Jackson? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can put your hand down. It's my understanding this is a negotiated plea. Is that correct?
Correct, Judge.
All right, Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor. This is a negotiated plea, and the state is recommending 12 months to serve, 30 days, credit for time served, 15 days, balance probated, a stay away from the incident location at 3256 West Manor, Manor Lane Southwest. No further contact with Miss Mia Jackson. That's Mia, Meyah Jackson, family violence intervention program, and 40 hours of community service. Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
And Judge, I do believe Miss Jackson, whose mom is on the line, I think she may want to say something or not.
Okay, well, it's a negotiated plea. I'm happy to hear from her, but my understanding that it's negotiated. Miss Jackson, if you'd like to speak, this is your opportunity to do so. You're not required to speak, but if you want to speak, you'll have to unmute yourself and I'll have to swear you in. Okay, so Ms. Helen?
The only thing is that there's a no contact. So if mom is still okay with the no contact, we just wanted to make sure that that was still our understanding. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, I think she said that's gonna be fine, okay? So, all right. Anything further, Ms. Helen?
No, Judge.
He understands that he can't have any further contact with Ms. Jackson. He understands that?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Jackson, it's my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to simple battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? You don't want a jury trial, do you?
I don't know what that is.
A jury trial is where you would have 6 or 12 people judge you to see whether you're guilty or innocent of this charge. So it's my understanding that you are pleading guilty to it, that you don't want a jury trial. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Has anybody forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept your guilty plea as negotiated. I am going to waive the probation fees while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And you're going to have to be on probation the entire 12 months, but I'll help you out with the probation fees. All right, anything further on Mr. Jackson?
No, Judge.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position number 20.
Hold on,
Mr. Jambroni, position number 20.
Hold on, Norris.
Hold on for what? We got position number 20. I got 2 more left.
Just hold on.
Come on.
Half of number 14 ready for the breakout for the interpreter.
Okay, so where's the interpreter case? Is that 4 North?
Yes.
All right, so who's representing, what position is this?
14.
That's me, Judge.
All right, so we'll put Miss Helen and the interpreter. Good morning, Madam Interpreter.
Good morning, sir.
And to a breakout room with 4 North.
Your Honor, Ms. Helen, do you represent Dewberry or Jambroni?
No, I do not.
Okay,
I represent them both.
thank you.
Okay, so who do we have in courtroom 2?
We have position number 20, Mr. Jambroni.
Good morning, Mr. Gambroni. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Good morning. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? You swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. I have that this is a negotiated plea. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Arnold?
Yes, Your Honor. So the state's offer was 12 months to serve, 155 days. Credit for time served, 155 days. The balance be probated. Stay away from 2890 North Hills Drive. No further contact with Mary Latour, Latour spelled Latour, or Richard Snyder, all spelled traditionally. A theft prevention course and 40 hours of community service. And if the defense would stipulate to the factual basis, venue and ID, the state has nothing further.
We do stipulate to, sorry, Your Honor, we do stipulate to each of those, Judge. We do not oppose the theft prevention course or the community service, but we would ask that once Mr. Jambroni does complete each of those, if his balance could be suspended, or if it could be non-reporting in the least, as Mr. Jambroni does not have a license or a car, so the not reporting would help. And fees also be waived if possible, Your Honor.
The objection to termination, Ms. Arnold?
Your Honor, we would object to the balance being suspended on this one. He does have an open case for burglary in the first degree, theft by taking, financial transaction card theft, and another theft by taking. At case number 22 SC 180-499. And just based on the history, he has a 2005 theft by shoplifting under first offender, as well as a arrest from Bibb County for theft by receiving and theft by shoplifting, and then a conviction from 2016 and 2017. So we would prefer that he is on probation, Your Honor, but we would defer to the court. But I just want to put it on record that we do object.
Your Honor, I never was,
Hold on, Mr. Gambroni. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you, okay? So let your lawyer speak on your behalf.
I understand that, but one of those charges was incorrect, but that wasn't ever charged with theft by receiving.
Okay, all right. Thank you,
Your
sir.
Honor, I did say that that was an arrest, just so that the court is clear.
Anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, Mr. Gambroni, it's my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling and theft by taking. Is that correct?
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Gambroni?
Yes,
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
no, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes,
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
I do. All right, reserve UCC 1-308, 1-103.6.
All right, so I just need a yes or no.
Yes,
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
no, sir.
I will accept your guilty plea, Mr. Gambroni. For the theft by taking, it's going to be 12 months to serve 155 days, credit for time served 155 days, balance probated, stay away from the 2890 North Hills Drive address, no further contact with Mary Latour or Richard Snyder, a theft prevention course, and 40 hours of community service. For the loitering and prowling, it's going to be 12 months to serve 155 days, credit for time served 155 days, balance suspended on that. As for the theft by taking, I'm going to waive the fees while you're on probation, and when you finish the terms of the probation, it's going to go to a non-reporting status. Okay, so the sooner you get this done, the sooner you don't have to report to probation. Okay?
All right.
Anything further on Mr. Gambroni?
Your Honor, just to be clear, you said for the loiter and prowl, it was the state's offer, but the balance is going to be suspended. But then for the theft by taking, same offer, but it's going to be suspended or non-reporting after he takes the theft prevention course.
Right, the balance is going to be probated on the theft by taking.
Okay.
So he's going to have to report, and once he completes the terms, it's going to go to a non-reporting status.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, anything further on Mr. Gambroni?
Nothing further, Judge.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And I'm doing that, Ms. Arnold, because on the paperwork, if you have two charges, it's sometimes unclear that the 40 hours is not, you don't want 80 hours of community service, right? You only want 40 hours of community service for both charges, right?
Right.
Okay,
Yes,
so
Your Honor.
all right, so I just wanted to make it clear on the paperwork that he doesn't have to do but one theft prevention class, and he only has to do 40 hours of community service.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
And that was your intent, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So South Annex, again, I'm sorry, but counsel is now in a breakout room. So as soon as she gets back, we can do that with. Who do we have in courtroom 2?
Position number 9, Mr. Dewberry.
There's also a negotiated plea, Mr. Finley.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Dewberry. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? You swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Arnold?
Yes, Your Honor. So the state's offer was 12 months to serve 16 days, credit for time served 16 days, balance probated, stay away from all MARTA, ADET, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. And if defense stipulates to the factual basis, venue and ID, we have nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Finley?
Yes, Your Honor, we do agree to the state's recommendation, additionally stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID. We would ask that once Mr. Dewberry does complete the ADET, if he can be on non-reporting status, as he does not have a car and does not have a license. So we would just ask for the non-reporting once the ADT is done, and also if the probation fees could be waived, Judge.
Any objection to non-reporting, Ms. Arnold?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Dewberry, it's my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and public drunk. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes. Then you just say time served, I plead guilty for public drunk.
Right, that's it. That's going to be the negotiated plea that it'll be time served.
Okay.
You don't want a jury trial, do you?
No. No.
Okay. Has anybody forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
All right, I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Mr. Dewberry. I'm going to waive the fees while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And once you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Dewberry.
That's all we have in courtroom 2, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, thank you all.
Thank you.
So we're waiting for the interpreter case, and then we'll go back to staff annex also. We'll be in recess until they come back. Good morning, Mr. Kane. How are you today?
Good morning, sir. I'm very well, thank you. A little confused trying to find the hearing, but here we are.
All right. You're here for Mr. Mcgee, position 15 today?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, let me see if I can find him. We're in a breakout on another case. Courtroom 2, is anyone in courtroom 2? Officer Milton, I know you're waiting there. Can you contact courtroom 2 to see if they're gonna pull Mr. Mcgee today?
I'm calling them now, sir.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Judge, what are we doing here this morning?
This is the state all-purpose calendar. This is a plea and an arraignment calendar. So either he will be arraigned and placed on returned to the division judge, or a plea will be taken.
Okay. I feel confident that we don't have any discovery or any information, so it'd probably be best to plead not guilty, waive arraignment this morning.
Okay. Do you want to file a formal waiver of arraignment? Then we won't have to get him here, and he'll just be returned to the division judge.
I can do that. Yes, sir. Could I get a case number?
Yes, it's case 22 CR 000-534A.
All right. So what the court is accepting is I file a formal waiver of arraignment with a plea of not guilty, and then the case will get assigned to another date.
It'll be returned to the division judge, and they will send out notification of the next hearing.
Yes, sir. That will work.
All right. Very good.
Can I repeat the case number to you, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
22 CR 0005348.
Yes, and that's for Wendell Javon Mcgee.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
All right. So
Okay.
if you'll go ahead and do that, you're free to go. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Judge. He has a probation hold on him. He has made bond on these charges. Is the probation matter something you could address this morning? I'd like to get him out of the jail.
We don't have anyone here from probation today. If you want to get him on a probation calendar, I think the next available time is going to be Thursday.
Okay, he's scheduled for March 4.
Okay, what day is March 4th? What calendar is he on for March 4th?
Let me look. March 4 is a Friday.
Okay, that is that felony probation?
It must be. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
right, because we don't have those calendars on Friday, so you'll have to address that with them on March 4th. I take it.
Your Honor, so you don't need Mr. Mcgee again?
No, we don't. Thank you, Officer
Okay.
Milton. I appreciate it. All right, anything further, Mr. Kane?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, have a good day.
Yes, thank you. Best to you.
You also.
Are we ready now, Your Honor?
Yes, Ms.
Ms.
Helen.
Coleman?
Okay, we need to do this interpreter case first, and then I'll come to you, Officer Milton. Okay? That's why we were out, because Ms. Helen has the rest of the cases, and this is an interpreter case. I'll be right with you. All right, Ms. Helen,
Have a
what
seat over there, they'll come back.
are we
Have
gonna
a seat
do?
over.
Judge, this is a negotiated plea.
Este es un convenio declaratorio.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Lopez. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Buenos días, señor Villagres. Yo soy el juez Morrow y esta es la audiencia de la lista de causas estatales de todo tipo. Estamos conduciendo esta teleaudiencia para evitar el contagio del virus. ¿Está de acuerdo que tratemos con su caso de esta manera?
Sí, buenos días, señor juez. Sí, está bien.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. That's fine.
Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Lopez?
Señor López, ¿puede levantar su mano derecha, por favor?
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Jura o afirma decir o afirma que su testimonio será la verdad y toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad ante Dios?
Sí, lo juro, lo prometo.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Ms. Webb.
Your Honor, I might have missed this. Did we swear in the interpreter?
No.
Okay. Madam Interpreter, do you swear or affirm that to translate Spanish to English and English to Spanish to the best of your ability?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry to interrupt.
Ms. Webb.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state is recommended for Mr. Lopez 12 months to serve 45 days, credit for time served 16 days, balance probated, family violence intervention program, a stay away for 402 Sandalwood Drive, that is SANDALWOOD Drive. No further contact with Ms. Gabriela Garcia, that is GABRIELLA Garcia, GRCIA, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and 50 hours of community service. Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
La Fiscalía acuerda un periodo de bajo probatoria de 12 meses, 50 horas de servicio a favor de la comunidad, 6 clases de prevención de la violencia familiar, mantenerse alejado y no tener ningún contacto con Gabriela García, y mantenerse también alejado de la dirección 402 de Sandalwood Drive. Y también de Gabriela García, GABRIELA García, GARCIA.
Sí.
Ms. Helen?
Yes, Judge, this is a negotiated plea.
Sí, su señoría, este es un convenio declaratorio.
And we do stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID.
Y sí, acordamos con el fundamento de hecho, la identidad y documentación.
And we do agree with the state's recommendation, Judge.
Y estamos de acuerdo con la recomendación presentada por la Fiscalía.
Sí, está bien.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mr. Lopez Villegas, it's my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to battery family violence. Is that correct?
Judge, go.
Señor López Villagrés, entiendo que usted quiere declararse culpable ante el cargo de golpes y lesiones y violencia familiar. Go ahead, madam.
Mr. Genry would like to use his NOLO.
El señor Villagrés quiere usar su declaración de nolo.
Sí.
Yes.
Is there an objection to a NOLO, Ms. Webb?
Objeción, señora Webb.
No objection to the NOLO, Your Honor.
Ninguna objeción ante la declaración de nolo, su señoría.
Mr. Lopez Villegas, my understanding that you wish to plead NOLO to battery family violence. Is that correct?
Entonces, señor López Villagrés, entiendo que usted quiere declararse nolo ante el cargo de golpes y lesiones, violencia familiar, entonces, ¿correcto?
Exacto.
Correct.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
¿Está usted afectado o bajo la influencia de drogas y alcohol esta mañana?
Perdón.
I beg your pardon?
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
¿Está usted bajo la influencia de alguna droga o alcohol esta mañana?
No, nada, no he hecho nada de eso.
No, nada, nothing. I haven't done anything like that.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Usted está representado por su abogada. ¿Está usted satisfecho con la representación de su abogada?
Sí, exacto.
Yes, exactly.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading NOLO to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Usted entiende que tiene el derecho de ir a juicio con un jurado por este cargo imputado, pero al declararse nulo, usted no irá a juicio, no usará ese derecho de ir a juicio, ¿entiende?
Sí, entiendo.
Yes, I do.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead nolo?
¿Hay alguien que lo haya forzado o coaccionado para usted declararse nulo?
No.
No.
I'll accept your nolo plea as negotiated. I am going to waive the fees while you are on probation, but you'll be required to be on probation for the entire 12 months.
One moment, please. Yo acepto su declaración de nolo como negociada y voy a retirarle las tarifas obligatorias de probatoria, pero sí, usted deberá permanecer bajo probatoria durante todo el periodo de 12 meses.
Está bien.
That's fine.
Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Gracias, muy amable.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter. We appreciate your time this morning.
You're welcome, Your Honor. My pleasure. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Goodbye, madam.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go back to position 13, Ms. Corman. And Officer Milton.
Yes, sir.
We still have a number of cases on this calendar that have not been addressed this morning. I don't know if courtroom 2 is going to be handling them or someone else is going somewhere else. But I know that
Position 8 and position 19 have been reset.
right. So what we need position 4 and 5.
Your Honor, may I?
Yes.
Yes, Judge. So I know 1 and 2 were mine. I know those were released. So 4 and 5.
Hold on, Mr. Finley. We have down, even though it says released, are you sure that it's been released?
So I went to Cobb yesterday to meet with Cobb County Jail to meet with 1 and 2, which is Mr. Allen, and then 4 and 5, which is Beasley. So I'm number 4 and 5. Beasley is supposed to be here. I was going to tell the court that I plan on representing him, but he is actually a conflict that we learned after I met with him. But still, I'm not sure why he's not here though.
Okay. So who do we have at 4 North?
Yeah, number 15, Mcgee.
Okay, we've already dealt with Mr. Mcgee. We're not going to need him today. His attorney's filing a waiver of arraignment. So who we will need would be, I think, we still need position 20 and add on position 2.
Yeah, those are my next 2 stops.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
And what about position 4 and 5?
I had to call courtroom 2 about that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's go to Ms. Corman. And I'm still uncertain as to what we are doing with Ms. Corman this morning. Ms. Helen?
So yes, Judge, I wanted to, this is going to be a plea, Judge. And it is a time served, so we are agreeing that it's going to be a negotiated plea.
Okay, and as far as the no further contact goes?
Judge, I don't believe that that's changing. I do believe that the family wants that contact, the no contact, to stay. They are present, but I don't believe that they want to speak, Judge. So we are agreeing to the MHET, the mental health and evaluation. The no contact does stay. The stay away does stay, Judge. But we're just asking about the 60 hours of community service, if that could be waived.
The state's not opposed to waiving the 60 hours of community service, Your Honor, considering the circumstances. But we do want the MHET as well as the mandatory probation and no further contact. And in this particular case, this actually happened, I believe, at the jail. So the stay away address was 136 Prior Street. So I think no further contact with the Miss Marilyn Blitman. I think that's a Marilyn Blitman, Blitman will suffice instead of that stay away, Your Honor, since this did occur while she was in custody.
Okay, so Ms. Webb, if you will just recite for me what the negotiated plea is now.
Yes, Your Honor. The state is recommending 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 30 days, balance probated, MHET, no further contact with Miss Marilyn Blitman. That's Marilyn Blitman. And Your Honor, there is a active family violence order out of Fulton County Superior Court for Miss Blitman. That order number is 20226. The letter V is in victory, 358557. So we just ask that the defendant honor that order, which requires her to stay within 200 yards of Miss Blitman.
Okay. Anything further, Ms. Webb?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ms. Helen?
No, Judge. As I've spoken with the family, they do want that no contact to stay in place. So that'll be it, Judge. We don't have any additions.
Good morning again, Ms. Corman. Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Helen? Ms. Corman, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. If you need to speak with your attorney, I'm happy to give you that opportunity. Ms. Helen, do you want to?
I'd like to take that opportunity.
So, Ms. Corman, do you have something extra we need to talk about more than what we talked about yesterday?
No. Just
okay.
Pleading no.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and we were going to get that with the judge, okay, Ms. Corman?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Judge, we do stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID, and Ms. Corman just wants the court to know she would like to use her NOLO in pleading today.
Any objection, Ms. Webb?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So let me start from the top. Ms. Norman, it's my understanding that you wish to plead NOLO to obstruction of a law enforcement officer and violating the Family Violence Protective Order. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury and that by pleading NOLO to these charges, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead NOLO?
No.
Okay, I'll accept your NOLO plea, Ms. Corman. 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 30 days, balance probated, mental health evaluation and treatment if necessary, no further contact with Ms. Blitman, and the stay away from the address. I am going to waive the probation fees while you're out on probation, Ms. Corman, to help you get and stay on your feet. You're going to have to be on probation the entire 12 months, but I will waive the fees while you're on probation. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further on Ms. Corman?
No, Judge.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Good luck to you, Ms. Corman.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, South Annex. All right, so I guess we're waiting for the jail to bring us the next three. We have three more people. So we'll be in recess until they join us. Ms. Webb,
Yes, Your Honor.
do you have, in the Corman case, do you have the grandmother's address?
Let's see here. Give
If
me
you do-
1 second, Your Honor, to update the court.
And you can just put it in the chat if you do.
Okay, thank you.
If you don't, we'll just say the victim's residence.
Okay, thank you.
You really got Miss number 20, Mr. Williams.
This is a negotiated plea, is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Williams. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Thank you. Mr. Williams, you've been charged. Sorry, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor. And for Mr. Williams, the state is recommending 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 30 days, balance probated, a stay away from 1177 Constitution Road Southeast, no further contact with Quashonda Williams. That's Quashonda, Quishunda Williams, common spelling, from excuse me, Your Honor, Family Violence Intervention Program and 30 hours of community service.
Helen?
Yes, Judge, this is a negotiated plea. We do stipulate to the factual basis, venue and ID. I do believe Miss Williams is on the line, who's his sister. We only are just asking if she could state whether or not she wants contact with her brother, Mr. Williams.
Hi, good morning. I would like to drop the no contact.
Okay, so let's see, Miss Williams, I'll need for you to activate your camera for us, please.
Okay, so I just press start video.
Yeah, let's see if that works.
Okay. Okay, there it is.
All right, there you go. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. What would you like to tell the court, Ms. Williams?
I want to drop the no contact thing.
Okay, why is that?
Because my brother, he's a good person. It was just a misunderstanding that night. And it just got out of hand. But I do love my brother, and he has been working and doing good since then. And I haven't seen him since the accident. And I miss my brother, and I do love him.
Has this happened before?
No.
All right, and you're not afraid of him?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, Ms. Williams.
Thank you.
So there'll be no further violent contact. Anything else, Ms. Helen?
No, Judge, and we do agree with the state's recommendation.
Mr. Williams, it's my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to simple assault, family violence. Is that correct? Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time? Come up a little closer to the microphone for me.
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you've given up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the negotiated plea with the change of no further violent contact with Ms. Williams. I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're out on probation, and you have to get probation for the entire 12 months, but I'll waive the fees while you're on probation, okay?
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Williams.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you, Judge.
Go to third and fourth with Mr. Marsh. I'll be back on in just a second.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll be in recess until he gets back. Ms. McLeod. Good morning. You're on for Mr. Banks this morning, Ms. McLeod?
No, Your Honor. Good morning. I am on for Mr. Beasley, Terrence Beasley.
Oh, okay, right. Positions 4 and 5. I believe also, Mr. Finley,
Yes, Judge.
did you speak with Mr. Beasley?
So I did. So I met with Mr. Beasley yesterday in Cobb County, and then after I met with him, I became aware that he was a conflict.
Did you meet with him regarding these two cases?
Yes, I did, Judge.
Would you like to speak with Ms. McLeod to fill her in on what you talked about?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so I'll put you all in a breakout room so that.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Can we put Ms. McLeod?
Thank you, Mr. Finley.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Here you go, Mr. Marshall right here. You got it right there.
This is add-on position 2. You represent Mr. Marshall, Ms. Helen?
Yes, Judge.
All right. And I've got down that this is going to be a non-negotiated plea.
Correct, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Marshall. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Sir, yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Marshall?
Yes, sir.
You swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor. In Mr. Marshall's case, the state is recommending 12 months to serve, 45 days. That's 15 days per count. Credit for time served, 19 days. Balance probated. A stay away from the Hyatt House at 431 Marietta Street Northwest. 4-week anger awareness for the obstruction and trespass charges. No drugs or no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, a MHET order for the public indecency, and 40 hours of community service. Your Honor, the state is making this recommendation because of the peculiarness of this case. The defendant went to the Hyatt House. Excuse me, Your Honor, my laptop just blinked on me for a second here. Okay, I'm not for sure what just happened here. Word just crashed. Yes, Your Honor, the defendant did go to the Hyatt House and defecated on the floor and exposed his genitals. The responding officer did speak with the Hyatt House management, and the management team did inform them that the defendant does frequent that location despite the previous request by the management to not come back to that property, Your Honor. He has previously been found urinating on that property, but in this particular instance, Your Honor, as described in the report, the defendant entered into the lobby area of that hotel, exposed his genitals. In fact, as alleged, the management told the officer that he spread his buttocks cheeks and then proceeded to defecate on the floor of that hotel, Your Honor. For those reasons, the officer did believe that there were some MH concerns there, Your Honor, and those are the reasons for the MHET request by the state.
All right, Ms. Helen?
Yes, Judge, this is a non-negotiated plea. When I went down to the jail to speak to him, he did advise me of a few things, Judge, that currently he is a part of the Sober Living of America in College Park. He is also a part of the Harbor light Salvation Army program, Judge. That is why we're asking for time served. We understand that there are some current mental health concerns. That's why we agree to the mental health and evaluation or treatment if needed. But we are asking if the 4-week anger management can be waived, Your Honor, as well as the 40 hours of community service. He does not have an issue with the staying permanently away from Hyatt House, Judge. When I spoke to him again, he is a part of these programs to address substance abuse issues, but we are agreeing that the mental health and evaluation and treatment will be done. I do have a permanent address, Judge, for Mr. Marshall. And when I spoke to him, he understands he will not be returning to the Hyatt House.
Does he have a place to live, Ms. Helen?
Yes, well, Judge, yes, I have the address of 1004 Rock Street, Cedartown, Georgia. I also have his father's contact information, who I did send the link to. He was not able to join, but he is also his family support for Mr. Marshall.
Anything further, Ms. Webb?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Marshall, it's my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to public indecency, criminal trespass, and obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Absolutely.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir. I absolutely understand that.
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
All right, I'll accept your guilty pleas, Mr. Marshall. For the public indecency, it's going to be 12 months to serve, 38 days, credit for time served, 19 days, balance probated, a mental health evaluation and treatment if necessary, and a stay away from the Hyatt House at 431 Marietta Street.
Yes, sir.
For the criminal trespass and the obstruction of a law enforcement officer, it's going to be 12 months to serve, 38 days, credit for time served, 19 days, a balance probated with a stay away from the Hyatt House at 431 Marietta Street also. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation, but I'm going to require that you be on probation for the entire 12 months. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions, Ms. Helen, Ms. Webb?
No, Judge.
All right. Good luck. Mr. Marshall, you know you can't go back to that Hyatt House. You understand that?
Yes, sir. It was a convenient place for me to go, but I do understand I can't go. It was right next to the Salvation Army.
Okay. Well, don't go back there, okay? Good luck,
Yes,
Mr. Marshall.
Okay, I got one question. Is it over with?
Yes, it's a time served plea, so,
Okay.
or sentence. So,
Okay, thank you. I didn't know, I want to make sure I understand.
okay, all right, that's fine. That's fine, Mr. Marshall. All right, anything else?
That'll be all. Thank you too, Judge, and thank the prosecutor and my attorney.
You're welcome. Good
You're
luck.
welcome. Thank you, Mr. Marshall.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, so we're waiting for one more. Is he in medical also?
Who's that?
That's positions number 4 and 5, Mr. Beasley.
My colleague was supposed to look, see if he came from Carl County. But when I drop him out, I can look for him.
No, it's not quite a wedding, but it is good.
Yeah, I was on time to see if he's in the tank.
Okay, all right.
1 second.
All right, let us know.
How you doing, man?
All right, so I guess we'll be in recess again until we hear back. Ms. Champion, I think your mic is on. While we're waiting, would you all like to go over the calendar so that we can get that out of the way? All right, I have Ms. Middlebrooks in court with me today. If you haven't gotten your paperwork to her, go ahead and do that for us. And whenever you're ready, Ms. Middlebrooks.
Positions 1 and 2 have been released, can be reset for further notice. Position 3 was a plea. We're holding on positions 4 and 5. Position 6 was a plea. Position 7 was a plea. Position 8 will be reset to Thursday's competency calendar. Position 9 was a plea. Position 10 was a plea. Position 11 was a plea. Position 12 was a plea. Position 13 was a plea. Position 14 was a plea. Position 15 will be waived arraignment, Attorney Daniel Kane. Position 16 and 17 will be reset to February 24th competency calendar. Position 18 was arraigned and a bond modification order for a $1,500 good bond. Position 19 will be reset to February 24th competency calendar. Position 20 was a plea. Position number 1 on the add-on calendar was arraigned. There's a $5,000 good bond modification. And position 2 was a plea.
Okay, any questions? All right. So we're just waiting on that last inmate. All right, so we'll be in recess until we get word.
Now,
Your Honor, it's courtroom 2.
Yes.
Close to like 15, 1600.
all right, and, what you have stable housing, you have, place to go.
Cobb County didn't bring anyone over here to Fulton County, so we don't have anyone from Cobb.
All right, thank you. So, Ms. McLeod, it seems like we're gonna have to reset him until we can get him over. Do you want to reset him for Thursday, SAP calendar?
I'm fine with Thursday, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll put him on the add-on calendar, 4 and 5 for Thursday, and hopefully they'll have him by then.
What time will that be, Your Honor? At 1?
9 o'clock,
At 9 a.m.
yes.
Because today I had him down for 1 a.m. based on an email I had received that said he would be on at 1. I don't know why that was.
Right.
So I want to make sure.
Okay, yeah, we have SAP calendars that start at 9 o'clock, and the only other calendar I know that we have is the SEA calendar that starts at 2 o'clock. So, but we'll put them on for Thursday.
Yeah,
okay.
That Thursday at 9 is fine with me, Your Honor. I did go back and check, and there was an email saying 1 o'clock because I was wondering if it was something,
Okay.
I don't usually make those kinds of mistakes, but it did say 1 o'clock, that email I received.
That's fine. All right, so we'll see you all the next time. Have a good
This is this Thursday at 9 a.m.
Yes. Okay, you should get the Zoom link for that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, you all have a good day. We'll see you next time.
Thank you,
You
Judge.
too.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
Thank you, Your Honor.